Hey guys, it's Amy from Wandering Nicks, and I've been kind of cruising around on TikTok today, and there are so many tarot card readers, and I've followed some people, and it seems like for a lot of them, as soon as you hit follow, they will send you a message, right? I felt a special connection with you, and it's every time I get one of those, I feel so disheartened because it's like, oh, geez, really? Or you're just shilling, right? You're just trying to get somebody to give a reading to so you can get some bucks. And I understand that. It is a profession, but it just seems kind of cheesy to me. And I was thinking, if I had a friend who was asking, I want to get a tarot reading, what should I know? And I was thinking about the things that maybe I would tell someone before they went and sought out a reader. I've been reading for over 4 years. I've done parties, I've done, individual folks. I read at the store, all kind of stuff. But the first thing I would want to know is how did they start off their reading? Because if, sorry, that's my dog. um, because if someone comes at you with a bunch of questions before they do the reading, they want to know, well, why have you come? What is your question? What is your tell me about yourself, etc. That kind of thing. I think that's a warning sign because it's somebody fishing for information. And if somebody's doing that, they're going to be pushing the reading in the direction of whatever information it is that you told them. If they tell you their question or concern, the reading's going to go in that direction. So I always tell folks I read blind. You handle the cards a little bit, think about your situation, and then I'm just going to read and interpret these cards for you, and you decide how that applies to your situation. And when I get done, I always ask if folks need clarification, if it was, near to what their problem was. And usually folks will say yes, but I'm absolutely not opposed to throwing out a couple more cards if we do need clarification. So someone who works more along those lines, where they are simply working with the cards and allowing the querent to, decide how it applies to their situation, I think that's a lot better than someone fishing for information from you from the get-go. Because, like I say, I never want to try to steer a reading in a particular way. I just want to read the cards. Secondly, how are they asking you to pay? And by that I mean, because this is something I have only seen recently. Maybe it is normal in other places, but some people I have seen charging by the minute. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think of that. Let me know in the comments if that's a normal thing for you or where you're at. But for me, it seems like if I'm going to charge by the minute as the reader, right, I'm going to talk a lot, and I am going to make sure that I am getting, my money's worth from you as a client. Right now, for me, it varies from reading to reading. But if I knew I was going to make more money by talking more, I'd be talking. So that kind of would make me a little bit nervous. I just charge a flat fee for my readings. And the third thing is another thing to do with like how someone approaches reading. If someone tells you that they read purely by intuition, they're just an intuitive reader, I would be a little wary of that as well. Certainly, you want someone who maybe does have some sort of innate gift, but that's defeating the purpose of the cards. Because the way the cards work, right, your reader knows about the symbols, knows about the archetypes, knows how these cards work together when they're in a reading, and they're going to be interpreting that for you. That's what you're paying for, is the interpretation of the cards. You're not paying for someone to just look at the cards and intuit, you know? They wouldn't need the cards if it was just an intuitive reading. They could just do that. So, if you're going in for a tarot reading, know what you are getting. You do want somebody who knows their deck, who understands the cards very well, who gets all of the deeper meanings that are packed into the illustrations. I have always used the Rider-Waite deck, mainly because of the brilliance of Pamela Smith Coleman's illustrations. And there is so much meaning packed into those cards. You have so many different religions represented. I mean, there are elements of Christianity, of Judaism, of Egyptian religion, etc. So much is in there. And if you have got a reader who knows whereof they practice and speak, right, you're going to get a very good, solid interpretation of those cards as they fell. And that is what tarot is supposed to be about. I always call it a meditative act because the cards are meant to make you think about your situation. It's not supposed to be in the same way that a psychic works, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And of course, see what kind of deck the person is using. Oracle card versus tarot. Tarot is much more complicated. Oracle cards are a real, to me at least, seem very fast suggestions. Sort of maybe a suggestion from the universe. But tarot is an entirely different beast. And unless you have a reader who knows what they're doing, it might not be worth your time. Or if they're, you know, doing anything a little bit kind of shady. Maybe shady isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I really hope that you will like, subscribe. Please follow the channel and drop us a comment because it helps us a lot. We are still trying to get ourselves moving with the channel here. And also check out our new podcast. Very new. We only have one episode up so far. It's called The Wandering Soul. And you can find that on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. But that's all I wanted to say for today. Be careful and check out the person that's going to do your reading for you.